Thanks for joining me today. Love Them Knives channel, LTK here. We've got the Spyderco Subvert. All right, what more can I say? It's the Spyderco Subvert. Not the Sabotage, but the Subvert. But there was a Sabotage. It's just not this knife. The Sabotage is the custom knife. This is the Spyderco production knife from Nadia Moore of Black Snow Knives. Black Snow Customs, I'm sorry. Interesting knife, big knife, 9¼ inch overall, right? 23 centimeters long, 105 millimeter blade, 4.2 inches long, big recurve, flat grind, tall, lots of belly on up front here. Crazy knife, crazy looking. Will the knife cut anything? Okay, yeah, well, I guess. Okay, it's sharp enough. Comes in a box. They give you a box with this knife. It's amazing. Yeah, check it out. Here it is. Looks like any other Spyderco box, doesn't it? I was going to show you the paperwork they put inside. So here it is. The Spyderco Subvert. And Israeli-born Nathaniel Amor, or Natty as he's more commonly called, trained goldsmith, jewelry design or maker, that kind of thing. Under the mentorship of Lee Lerman, he made his first knife, right? And then 2016, very soon after, started making knives full-time. There you go. Large bladed, tactically themed knives, Sabotage model. To Black Sabbath rock and roll. Really? Okay. And custom knife community quickly, they told him, get on board, do this thing. And so pause and read that if you want. But this is what came out of the Spyderco jungle. It's crazy. It's big. It's insane. It's fat. It's heavy. Are all those things the ones that you love about a knife? Well, then you found the right knife. The only thing I can find that I really don't like is the titanium liner. Doesn't have an insert in it. And so when you really whack this thing open, you'll get some, check it out, a little bit of lock stick there. And it varies depending on how hard you slack that blade open. Bank. Yeah. Yeah. I can, you can put a little graphite on the end of that lock bar and take that away. And you can do some other little tricks and things to try and get rid of lock sticks. So, yeah, most of the time I haven't had any, see, I got nothing. But you just flick it open lazy like, but the more you whack it open hard, then you're going to put more pressure there. And yeah, you're going to have a little bit of that lock stick. So you got to put up with that. You don't have to. You don't have to buy the knife to begin with. And there's some people ain't going to buy this knife for a lot of different reasons. Number one, orange scales. I like optical colors. Orange scales don't scare me. That's not bad. Orange or black, I'd take the orange. Orange or green, I'd probably take the green. So, tan, I'd take the tan. You know why? Because then I could dye it any color I wanted. I could make them blue. I could make them red, whatever. But maybe I'll see if Spyderco will sell me some scales, right? And then I can practice on this orange and see what color I could dye them at. Ooh, we got some stick on that, baby. Oh, let me show you. I took it apart, by the way. Here's all these little, these little babies are flat on one side. These little pins come back through the scales. And then these little flat, where's these little flat-headed dogs? One's there, and I think the other one's right there. Yeah, and they screw through from this side, on the outside of this scale, into these. These are just threaded internally, right? So you got that, and then the pivot that holds it together. The rest of it are scale screws that Those little flathead ones. The rest of these big ones, there's 2 scale screws. And so it just screws the scale onto these big thick liners. Other than that, you've got these tiny little ones that are under the scale, flathead ones that go into those little tubed, matching things that come through the whole deal. So back in through here. In any case, and then you've got bearings on here, which is really interesting. If you look at these bearings, flip them over, they look the same. It's not like open on one side, closed on the other. These are like thick, fairly thick bronze, phosphor bronze discs with these bearings in there, and they do look ceramic, and so does that detent ball there. But you can see there's no hardened steel insert there. Ouch. Now there's your steel washer on that side, steel washer on that side. There's your pocket clip with the 3 big long screws on there. And then these are little locator pins, okay? They're just little nubs that stick out, and they hit here and probably down. I can't remember if it was here. I think the little flathead ones are in here, and then that locator one, it just locates the scale on this titanium liner because it's odd. And don't try and match it up to the top of here because it doesn't. It's cutaway here. It's cutaway here. So those are little locator things on both sides, on both scales. They have those. This picture shows both scales popping up at you. These little steel, little locators things right there and there. And there's your back spacer, and you've got a little pin that slides through. It's a locator on your back spacer as well. That probably locates right into here, I believe. Yeah, because that thing wraps around. So that locator pin's up in this area, I believe. So, in any case, and there's, pocket clip, right hand tip up only, no left hand carry. No left hand carry, but it's smooth. I mean, I took it apart, a lot of little screws and stuff, but not that difficult. It's centered right up, no blade play, no lock rock, but yeah, there's lock stick. Variable depending on how hard you're going to kick this thing out. You really slam it hard, and you're going to have more of that lock stick going on, which you can remedy. I just don't find it that important to do right now, but it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to charge $305 for a knife and not put an insert in it. Why not? I mean, I don't get that. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's not a huge deal to me, but it might be a huge deal to a lot of other people. And it's just one of those extra touches that lets you know, that lets the buyer know that you give a damn, quite frankly. And here you go. These holes cut through here on these thick titanium scales, and one back here. Other than that, no, they didn't do any weight relieving in there. And it's not a light knife. It's a big long knife, and it's not light, but it's thick. It's a fat daddy, that's for sure. 6.2 ounces, 175 grams. So yeah, it's a fat daddy. Come here, fancy. Get out here. There you go. There's your para 2. Paramilitary 2, 8¼ inches overall. And this is 9¼ inches overall. So you've got an inch going on there in the difference. Change your perspective a little bit. This starts looking a little bit bigger in this way. But still. Whew, big knife, isn't it? Big old honker. What's interesting, the blade stock on this is not overly thick. Thicker than on a lot of Spydercos. It's almost 4 millimeters, 3.85, 0.152. But if you really want to blow your mind, it's on looking at this fatness. Like the paramilitary is a 0.45. This is 0.71. This is 18 millimeters. But as we go, it gets fatter, doesn't it? Whoops. It was turned in here and run along scales. See? Good thing these are plastic here. So hopefully I'm not messing up the G10. But, see, you go 19, and I think you get to, nope, not good enough. 20 out here. So about 0.8 of an inch. But down here it doesn't start there. So it moves a bit. It gets fatter as it goes back. Big old sucker. Oh, I was going to show you kind of Gear House on their Instagram. I mean, they took these orange scales and kind of made them a maroon, and then they did a little bronzing on the titanium, acid wash on the blade. I kind of dig that. I like that. That's what makes me want to play with this dyeing these scales. I don't know if I care if I'll acid wash the blade particularly, but I mean, I could get somebody to bronze this out, and then I could dye these. Might be interesting. Knife news, I'll give you the link to this. Black Snow Customs. Your pocket machete, about right. So this little puppy, I think, was about $4,500, whatever. And so you can go on, I just happened to go on to Arizona Custom Knives, and they showed one for around $4,000 and one for around $2,000. Both of them sold, but you know, it's just kind of interesting to see what they were selling them for. The custom ones, the Sabotage, and then they give you this background here, but it looks like the same size blade, etc. I think this was S35VN. Well, maybe not this one particularly, but one of his customs that I saw on Blade forums type deal. So there you go. This is S30V, made in Taiwan, so not made in the United States, but hey, it's priced like it's made in the United States. So there you go. You don't have to miss out on that. Take my 305, get it on White Mountains Knives, and I'll give you the link to it. And don't pay $305, pay 10% less. So you'd be in the $270 plus free shipping. I mean, I do like the looks of it. But I'll tell you what, here's what I love. Let me tell you what I love. I love the fact that Spyderco gives it to you in the Spyderco box. So you can put this wrap around the knife or the knife on the wrap. I don't think there's that much mil there difference. But come on, man. Seriously? We're just too cheap to make a special box for it. Wow. And their boxes are so elegant and structural in any case. How many of these boxes have you had to fix and glue back together after these tabs pulled apart in here? A few for me. So, now I don't like their boxes. Not for what I'm paying for a knife. It could be better. Zipper pouch would be really nice. Microfiber cloth would be really nice. Do all the Chinese Best Tech and Wee and Kaiser and everybody else in the world, Tuya knife, whoever, gives you something decent, zipper pouch and a microfiber. Yeah. Does ZT and Spyderco? No. In a way, I feel like they're just saying we don't care. We don't care. And that's sad. That bothers me. Really? That's it? $300. Okay. Whatever. For a knife that costs this much money, yeah, it's titanium, but it's G10 and it's S30V, so it's not the highest end super steel available. So, okay. It's got bearings, thank God. And yeah, it flicks open really nice. It flicks open so nice. Let me tell you how nice it flicks open. Just like that. About a 3.5 on my D10 scale. Snap. Lock stick. I'm not trying to slam this knife. I really like this knife. I want to mod this knife out and keep it is what I want to do. But I'll tell you what, seriously, thank God. Slam it open. Here we go. Watch this. Yeah, you like that? That $300 worth of lock stick? In any case, the ergos are good on this knife. They're good for my hands. You know, I can really get some purchase on this knife. It's big, it's fat, it's heavy, But it's Lockstick City. Actually, the design flows on this. It's easy to flick open. And if you flick it open very lightly, you won't have as much lock stick. There's your lock up. It's damn near 50%, isn't it? So it's there. Centered, came apart, went back together. No issues with the hardware. Not complaining about that. And I love the design of this knife. I just think, why come up short like that? Yeah, the insert would have been nice. And really, a color choice would have been nice too. How many knives have we seen come out in G10 that give you at least 3 different color choices? This is $300. I mean, you tell me you can't make like tan or green or black scales? I don't know. Polished micarta? Something? Burlap micarta? Would that be awesome on this knife? I think it'd be really cool. In any case, let the aftermarket take care of it, I guess. Lanyard hole, backspacer, recurve blade, just the kind you love to sharpen. Love them recurves. So, that's just another thing, but it is what it is, and I can deal with that, okay? Because a recurve blade is a stylistic decision made by the designer, etc., etc. You either like it or you don't. You're going to buy it or you're not. So, learn how to sharpen a recurve or find somebody who can. Okay, I got you. But some of the others are manufacturing choices, and somebody's cutting some corners when they don't put an insert in that lock bar. I just, that bothers me. I can deal with it. I'm smart enough. I know how to deal with that lock stick. I could do that. But for a lot of people that are going to buy this knife, why? Why have to deal with it? It should be right to begin with. Yeah, I like it. I like the design so much. I probably put up with the imperfections and see about pimping it and have it as a long-term kind of deal. But yeah, I just, you look at things and you go, come on, man, you make knives all the time. You should be able to spot some of these things first. I'm going to leave you to it. I know. I mean, you cuss at me if you want, but I'm just saying, I do like the design. I like a lot of things about this knife, but man, it won't even fit in the box. It won't even fit in the box. Take care. Hey, you know what we do around here? We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.